This program has been rated PG-21. Parental guidance is advised.
Hello children, yes, it's that time of the week again, PG-21, watoto wakalale, so that we can have a conversation with your mom and your dad alone. Sawa. This is Look Up Family Time, a program that comes to you every Thursday at 10 p.m. and every Saturday, same time. Na tukisema same time, same place, it's on Look Up TV, Hope to the World. I keep mentioning things. Look Up Radio 254. Is an online radio station, of course, my friends. Enda pale kwa Google Play Store, bonyeza kidude, download the Look Up Radio 254 application. Upate kuenjoy sanitized music, sanitized content, anytime, anywhere in the world. And of course, the newest kid on the block is Muthigi FM. Kehumo, Giagodherema is your newest radio station yenye imezaliwa tu juzi in the big family ya Look Up Media. Of course, enda hapo kwa Facebook, andika tu Muthigi FM na utapata kujibamba, especially Goroaragia Gekoyo. That's French, eh? Ingene remains to be my name, or in French, you can simply call me Gene Waidedi. This is Look Up Family Time. Na ndani ya nyumba kama kawaida, ladies first, men in front. Bishop Ben.
Yes, sir.
Ningekusalimia ni vile tu kuna corona.
Yes.
Umekuaje?
I'm good.
Yes.
I'm good. Yes.
Your week has been good?
My week has been blessed.
Yes.
We are thanking God for His grace.
Looking sharp.
Thank you.
Yeah.
One of my weaknesses.
Aye. But do I say? And to my left, of course, Mrs. Oyo.
Yes.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sparkling
kama kawaida.
Kama kawaida.
Sindio?
Is my weakness. Yeah.
I ate omena that you had cooked. Yeah?
Yes.
And it was very nice. By the way, you guys, if you need to do very nice omena, talk to her. Namba yako ya simu. Tell them there.
0727 810 351.
Eburudia pole pole. You know, we need to do this meal.
Okay.
And I think we will do it on Look Up Family Time.
Yeah, it's okay. And fish also.
Sindio?
Yeah, for those who don't take omena. Yes.
Okay.
0727 810 351.
Kabisa.
Yeah, my number.
Nice. As we proceed forward, Bishop Ben, kanisa iko wapi?
Viewers, my name is Bernard Zomo Musyoki.
Yes.
We are based in Nairobi, Kawa West, Christ, the Source of Life Ministries. And you're welcome to our Look Up TV family show.
Kabisa.
Amen.
Nice. So, the topic today, let's dive right in. It's building relationships in marriage. My friend, when was the last time uli abujubuju your wife? If you know what I mean. When was the last time mulikimbizana tu? I know this corona thing has given, okay, like my wife and I, watoto kwa shosho yao. So it's just me and her. And I can tell you imezaa matunda. We are talking about building relationships in marriage. Does this mean that we have guys who are married, but they don't have a relationship? For example, Mrs. Oyo.
Yeah, it's true. Thank you, Ngene.
Yes.
Yeah, I take this opportunity to welcome all as we build our relationships in marriage.
True.
Yeah, many people after getting married, they think building relationship is during the period you are courting, and once you get into the marriage, you tend to take things normal. But it's not that way. We still need to build the relationship while in marriage. Even when the children are there, while we are in that marriage, we need to still have time to build our relationship so that we get more closer. The love grows deep, deep, and deep.
There's something interesting that you mentioned, that people think that a relationship it's just when you're courting.
Yep.
And I think during that period of courtship,
Yes.
guys do a lot of sugar coating.
Yeah.
Like you have a fake you, then when you're married, there is now revealing the mask.
Yes.
There is now this guy. Okay?
Yes.
How do we build these relationships in marriage? Sasa tumeoa. Sasa kama wewe unalala ukingorota, is no hiding.
Yes.
Right? Because when you sleep, eh?
Yeah.
Okay? Yeye alikuwa kilala kwao, wewe ulikuwa kilala kwenu. Now the truth is about to come out. The mask is about to be revealed.
Yes, sir.
What's the starting point in this topic?
I think the starting point would be going back to the basics. You know, when you are courting this young, beautiful woman, you remember there are those things that brought you together.
Yes.
I mean, the chemist that drew you to this woman,
True.
and the chemist that drew this woman to this man. There are those things that brought you together. I mean, you know, that walking together, every time you are holding one another, every time you're on the park with your friends, we are talking about those basics.
True.
Basically,
every time she used to call and you were feeling butterflies everywhere.
every time you used to call, and it's like, even if you were talking to your mother and here comes your lover and he calls, it's like you stop your mother to talk with her first.
Ambia mam kidogo tu.
You know, now when we get into marriage after 1, 2, 3 years, it's like we become so familiar with one another that those chemists, that chemist that made you stick together as a husband and as a wife, it's like it is no longer there.
True.
Then the marriage becomes boring.
And I think hiyo inatokana na kitu tunaita kuzoeana.
Kuzoeana vibaya. Kuzoeana vibaya.
Sindio?
Yes.
So let's now go a step further. How can we get from kuzoeana? How can we now start sparkling, kurudisha ile spark, as you are saying? You used to see this girl, unapata kamchecheto flani, right? How do we start now building relationships? It's funny that you can be in marriage with a person you don't have a relationship with.
True. Very true.
It's funny. But how do we build these relationships now?
Okay, as Bishop has said, and
Yeah.
thank you, Ngene, we need to build the relationship. As you have said, we really find so many families that are in marriage, but the relationship is already broken.
Okay.
People are, you do your things, I do my things, I go to work, I come back. There's no time that we have that we can sit together, we can study together, or even when you're out, just get a phone call. Call, find on how he or she is doing. How is she's, are you fine? Did you reach? You crack some jokes.
Yeah.
Through the phone. This one helps in building the relationship.
Okay.
Even before you come home. And with this digital era, building relationship is easier as compared to long time because of communication.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you call, you can do an SMS, you can WhatsApp.
You can emoji.
You can emoji and find on how. How are you doing? We are fine. Crack some jokes. So this one helps build the relationship in marriage.
Okay.
So that when you come back home, you find that you are more attached, you are more intimate than even before.
And I think these texts will help in, you feel like you want to go home to meet this person.
Yes, exactly.
Una miss ya.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Right?
sir.
Okay, that's one aspect. Moving forward.
Another aspect is creating time.
Okay.
If you're a man, you make sure that you create quality time with your wife.
Okay, I will want to understand the term quality because quarantine imefanya tuwe na a lot of time with our wives. But the question is, have you been having that quality time? Right? Kindly proceed.
Quality times is not just a question of you being together, but it goes just beyond being together.
Okay.
You know, having quality time means that you have time to talk.
Okay.
As Mrs. Oyo has talked about
Yes.
communication.
Yeah.
You have time to talk. And the talking is not just talking.
Yes.
I mean, open communication.
Umeguza baton nyingine, open communication. Talking with honesty.
Yes.
Talking with truth.
Open to one another.
Openly.
Allowing your wife to express herself, you know. Even the wife allowing the man to talk, you know, without interference. Give her quality time. Let her pour out her heart.
You know, you just said a wife allowing the husband to talk.
Yes.
And I can imagine the generation that we are in. And these ladies can talk, my friend.
Yes.
These ladies can talk.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and but that's a topic for another day. I'll make sure we talk about that. Because I think it's all about respect, and as long as we're having open communication, also having space.
Yes.
Right. Proceed.
Meaning that the talk is not dictatorial.
Good.
You're allowing your wife to express herself because in the event she doesn't have time to express herself to your life, she can as well express herself somewhere. So give her an opportunity.
Life doesn't allow vacuum.
Yes.
Okay.
One guy used to say like this, if you don't allow your wife to talk to you, there is a possibility that she will talk to someone else.
True.
We don't want to go that direction, but allow her to talk to you. And I want to say to this to every man, she may talk, and in the midst of the talk, you may hear a lot of, you know, wanarity and what have you.
I love the term wanarity. If you know what that means.
She may not be talking a lot of sense.
Good. Wanarity.
But even if she's talking nonsense, she's talking to the right person.
Okay.
Let her talk.
Okay.
Let create the space. Let her pour her heart.
Okay.
This is the reason she left her mother and her father. She wanted somebody who can listen.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
But the father and the mom were listening.
But
maneno ingine hapo.
Okay, just to add on issue of communication and talking, when we are building the relationship, this is not the time now we need to be discussing some serious matters. There is time for serious matters. There is time for maybe solving some issues. But now building relationship, this is the time we need to talk about good things.
Okay.
We need to talk about you and me.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about you and me. You can even at home when the children have or haven't.
Okay.
As we do, you can just move from where you are seated. Come, let us sit on the same chair, on the same couch. Yeah. Yeah, I can lean on you, you can lean on me. You see, this one is building the relationship. We are not creating the vacuum. Yeah. And let our children also know that dad and mom,
they love one another.
Yes, they love one another.
Yes,
they are together, despite their weaknesses, but they are together. Yes.
Because kids are very sharp. If they detect something in between, in today's generation Y, they say utachezwa. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Now, I also understand that when you said open communication, this might also have an extension.
Yeah.
Okay. Might also have an extension where you're no longer, actually you might be talking about serious things or playful things, but in an open way, but it doesn't mean you have to hurt your partner. So choice of words is also key.
Yes.
I think. Right?
Choosing your words.
Choosing your words correctly.
Yes.
Because I think in a lot of open communications, it's where you say the truth as it is, but you need just to say the truth, but without hurting your partner.
Yeah.
Let's move forward. What is the other thing that we can do to enhance this relationship in marriage?
But
I'm still astonished that there are guys who are in marriages and they don't have relationships.
But even before we go forward, just because of what you have just stated, I want to say that marriage is about man finding your happiness in your wife.
Okay.
And the wife finding her happiness in her man.
Does this mean
This one means
building plazas and stuff, and driving Prados.
No. This one means.
I love that car, by the way.
This one means if you are communicating,
Okay.
you will be choosy enough
Okay.
to make sure that the words that you speak does not hurt your wife. Because once you hurt your wife, you are hurting yourself.
True.
And if it's the wife, she chooses the right words, making sure that our words are seasoned with the grace. Our words doesn't have to hurt the husband. So
Words
respect
are seasons.
seasoned word. You know, seasoned words
Yes.
that doesn't hurt your spouse.
Wow, that's powerful.
In other words, words that are full of grace.
Kweli.
And wisdom.
And
Full
wisdom.
of grace and wisdom.
Yeah.
Because you're
Kabisa.
finding happiness. If your wife, when your husband is happy, you are happy. When your wife is happy as a man,
Yeah.
you are also happy.
Nice. And I think we are going to come back to that part of happiness, because I think guys don't understand what real happiness is. That's why I threw you in the aspect of building flats, plazas, and driving big cars. Does that mean happiness really?
Not really. There are people who have big cars, they have flats, but they're not happy in
They're
marriage.
empty inside.
They're empty. Yeah.
Let's talk about this happiness. Because now that we are there, what's this real happiness in marriage?
Okay, real happiness is genuine love, bearing one another's weakness, and there is room and heart for forgiveness.
Okay.
Because nobody is perfect,
Yes.
and we wrong one another many a times. But if you keep on holding grudge, or you keep on insisting on whatever we had talked about, and we keep on talking, there is no forgiveness. Because even the Bible tells us we need to forgive one another. 77 times 7.
Yes.
Yeah. So it means that in life, there's always room to hurt and being hurt. But we don't hold grudge. We
Okay.
need to forgive one another. For us to be happy, it's not all about the Prado, the flats, or you bring me a bouquet of flowers, you do everything, but there is no happiness. And that's why we are talking of building relationship. We need to have time together. As
Being
we say,
genuine.
Being genuine.
Yeah.
We can have happiness without the Prados. You provide me with these things, but you are not there for me. You see, there's no happiness. There is something that I'm lacking. I need that love. And that's why God created us, Adam and Eve, man and woman,
Yes.
not man and man.
Yeah.
So it's not all about you providing me with all those big things, and you are not there for me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So basically, I feel like you can have everything, anything and everything, but if you lack time for each other,
Yes.
it's zero.
Yes.
It goes down to zero.
Yes, sir.
And there's something else you've mentioned, which is you threw in love. By the way, do you know you can have guys who are married, but they don't love each other?
Yeah. The love is had faded.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Or others got married by circumstance.
Not love.
Let me explain. There's this guy alikuwa acheza mchezo wa paka na panya with the lady. So things happened and the girl fell pregnant. Now in that community, you can't bear a child if you're not married. So the guy was forced. So it wasn't love. It was circumstance.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
But basically, moving forward, so that we don't get stuck there, you've mentioned something to do with bearing each other's weaknesses.
Yeah.
Right? How do we do this? Because a weakness is something that really doesn't work for you, right? Maybe you don't like, maybe I know ladies don't like when husbands just remove socks, unaziacha hapo kwa mlango, or just these small things.
Yeah, true.
Okay? How do you deal with this thing? I will want first to hear it from the ladies' perspective.
Yes.
Ndo tuweze kujitetea.
Yes.
Okay. Bearing one another's weaknesses, you understand. Let's say like in marriage, I understand my man. He has weakness, I have my weakness. But I will not dwell on the weaknesses. For instance, as you've said, maybe he removes socks and leave there.
Yeah.
And I know this is his weakness. I'll just have to remove those socks from where he has left and put them in the right place, because that is his weakness.
But of course you won't be happy.
I need to look on the strength.
Okay.
As we normally say, my strength carry my weakness.
Okay.
Do not dwell on the weaknesses. Look at the good side of your man. Look at the good side of your woman, so that the strength carries the weakness.
Okay.
Yeah. So that one will help you move on. You will not dwell on the weakness or the weaker side of the man or of your partner. You look at the strength and dwell on the strength. These weaknesses help him or her carry. This is why God brought us together. This is the reason why I am your helper, so that we move on. I help you in the areas that you are struggling with. We normally say in teaching, we don't say the weakness, the areas we are struggling with. So I need to help you in the areas that we are struggling.
We don't have a weakness.
No, we are struggling.
You are rolling like our fellow brothers from the lakeside. They say we are not driving, we are cruising.
We are cruising.
So we don't have weaknesses.
And we are landing. We are landing. We don't arrive, we land.
Yeah? That's Kenya for you. We appreciate our diversity, my friends. This is Look Up Family Time. It's interesting. We have that is that, but I'm still coming to you because there's something I need to find out.
Yeah.
Bishop.
Yes, sir. Well, when we are talking about bearing one another, as Mrs. Soyo has just, said, I want you to know that outside the parameters of marriage, when the world is looking at your husbands, they are looking your husband as a strong man, as a perfect man.
True.
When the world is looking at your wife, the world is looking your wife as a perfect man, as an angel. But you know, because now you're married to this woman, you have been living with this man, you are exposed to the weaknesses of your wife, and the wife is exposed to your personal weaknesses. As Mrs. Oyo has just said, every one of us is strong in one area, and yet we are weak on another area. But listen to this. Marriage is about standing with one another. Marriage is about complementing one another. Marriage is about building one another. You don't measure on the weakness of your spouse. You measure on our strength.
And
in the event you see a weakness, you don't have to criticize. Remind yourself that you have your own weaknesses and keep on working on your weaknesses. However, important to note, you don't have to dwell on your weaknesses.
Okay, I was waiting for Bishop Ben to mention that. Important to note. I was really waiting for that. Because when you say that you can forego or overlook the weakness, aren't we failing somewhere? Because I think we are supposed to complement each other. And in this complementing each other, I think the most important thing is now to go back to the open communication thing, so that we can talk honestly about, I really don't like it when you 1, 2, 3.
Do it this way, yes.
And she tells you, I really don't like it when you 1, 2, 3. So how can we work on this? Right?
Yes. Marriage provides a support system whereby the wife has an opportunity under the guidance and the blessings of the husband, whereby she can be able to improve on our weaknesses. So just open communication. This is my weak area. You can also talk. What do you think I can be able to do to improve my weaknesses? For instance, I may not be good in bed. If the wife opens her mouth and speaks to me, guy, you're good in everything else, but in the bed, it's like you are chop, 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 chop. It's like you are riding a bicycle, We can come up with the methods and the ways and the formula on how I can be able, to stay on at bed.
I really want to hear these formulas. Do you? Do they?
on the other On the other side,
Yeah.
the wife may be a kind of a woman who loves to shout so much. In an open communication, let the husband be free in a free environment with a lot of love and a lot of respect for the wife. Just tell your wife, you know, my dear, you're so good in this and this, but I would want you to improve in this area. When you shout at me, I feel embarrassed.
And again, you know, as men, I think once a lady starts shouting at you,
Yeah,
you are putting off your man.
yes, because I think we rarely have the energy to shout back. So I think we just sit back and shut down or
Yes.
switch off.
Yeah,
So it's just like in the movies. You see that someone is talking, but the music is louder than the actual sound.
Yes, sir.
So actually, you'll just. I wish we had remote controls. We can fast forward. Then when she's about to say the good things, your back play. Oh, yeah. Then we're there. But unfortunately, we don't. And here we are. Before we take a very short break, we're about to take a very short break. There's this. I'm still on this open communication thing, and I'm thinking, how nice. Okay, I'm just trying to find words for this. How nice can I say that you don't do this in a certain way?
Okay. There are circumstances that you can decide maybe to take your wife out, you
okay.
go out.
Okay.
Change the environment. And it's always good to correct one another in a different environment.
Or rather than home.
Yes,
Okay.
that is now open. You go out, have sweet time, and then bring your point on table after you have treated your wife or you have treated your spouse.
Yes.
You know what? This and this has been happening, but to me, it offends me. That one will help. But if you correct immediately there and there,
There'll be a
and
reaction.
of course, yes, and of course, ladies, we are always defensive. Yes, we are always defensive.
Wonderful.
But if you play smart with a lot of wisdom and you correct me when we are out, it will really sink. It will really sink
And you do it in a friendly way.
in a friendly way.
Uh-huh.
Yes, in a friendly way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and this one helps build the marriage. I know my man doesn't like this, and I'll be very careful because the point was driven in a friendly way, in a sober way, and in a very conducive environment. Not in an environment where we are trying to exchange. You know, I don't like this, I'll try and defend myself. And you see, this one will cause rift and arguments, which might lead to something bad.
True.
Yeah.
And at that point, we take a very short break. Marriage is about complementing each other, not competing against each other. We're back in a moment.